isang committee amendment lang po.
Sige.
So as discussed with Senator Lacson, our Senate President Pro Temp, in the last last week when we brought this up, the intention of everyone is to make sure of due process, to make sure our Constitution is followed. And good Senate President Pro Temp brought up the fact that if you search the word extraordinary rendition, may negative connotation. So in that respect, I'd like to propose that instead of extraordinary, we use extrajudicial. So the title will read, Resolution Expressing the Sense of the Senate of the Philippines to protect all Filipinos against extrajudicial rendition and guarantee them a reasonable time prior to their surrender by or extradition from the Philippines to seek redress from the courts and avail of legal remedies. In the same manner, Mr. President, if it could be a omnibus amendment, on page 2, lines 33 and 39, after comma, following the word whereas, delete the entire clause and replace with the following. The enforcement of arrest warrant issued by the International Criminal Court against former President Duterte and his subsequent surrender. We'll deal with that later, Mr. President, because we might delete the whole paragraph altogether. So just the title, Mr. President, instead of...
In that case, if I may suggest, Mr. President, that the distinguished gentleman, the minority leader, amend the the resolutory portion.
Yes.
That is where it is contained, so that later we can go to the title. No? But what you were mentioning on...
Yes. Tama, Mr. President. So in the same manner, just change the word extraordinary to extrajudicial rendition.
All right.
So just the title and resolutory
Move.
At this point in time. Majority Leader, will you move or will I move
Yes.
for the amendment?
Yes, Mr.
May I
President.
move
The
for the amendment?
resolutory portion muna.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. President. So move on the amendment.
An objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
Okay, now, Mr. President, if you don't mind.
Yes, Mr. President.
I have no problem at all with the resolution. I fully support it. As a matter of fact, I'm glad that you have changed a word or two in the resolutory portion and then hopefully later on in the title. My issue, if you don't mind, my esteemed minority leader, through you, of course, Mr. President, is 2 or 3 lines in the whereases.
Yes, Mr. President.
So that I was hoping that we could somehow temper 1 or 2 lines there that might be, in consonance with the Republic Act 9851. So in page 2, line 33, the entire whereas, and I don't understand you were thinking of doing that yourself later on, no? But if I may propose
Yes,
now,
Mr.
so
President.
the entire whereas,
33 to 39.
replace it with the following. And I think this will be in consonance with Republic Act 9851. I need not explain it anymore, Mr. President. So replace it with, whereas in 2025, a warrant of arrest issued by the International Criminal Court, ICC in parentheses, were implemented to apprehend former President Rodrigo Duterte. If you will accept, Mr. President.
So with that line and then go to the next already.
Yes,
whereas.
go to the next whereas.
I think that's fair, Mr. President, and fair and clear. Anyway, Mr. President, everyone has a stand on this issue at nasa Supreme Court naman. So I think just stating it factually the way the Senate President did, I think would be clear to everyone.
Yes, I hope so. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you if you're accepting, Mr. President.
An objection?
Objection.
Hearing none, amendments, the proposed amendment is
All right.
approved.
And 2 more, if you don't mind, Mr. President. for page 3, line 1 to 5, replace, remove lines 1 to 5 and replace it with, whereas Article 59, paragraph 2 of the Rome Statute states that a person arrested shall be brought promptly before the competent judicial authority in the custodial state, which shall determine in accordance with the law of that state. Of course, meaning the Philippines.
Agree, Mr. President, because it's logical with the former amendment in the former whereas clause. So I accept and agree.
In objection? Hearing none? Approve.
And finally, Mr. President, still on page 3, a proposal to, I believe it does not really align with the subject of what we want in the resolution. So may I move that we remove lines 11 to 17, Mr. President. Remove the entire whereas, and that's it.
Because it may be redundant.
Yes, because we already said so in the lines 1 to 5 of page 3. That,
Well, Mr. President,
we should-
considering that my sponsorship speech mentioned this, and I just wanted it on the record that this resolution will be for everyone, no, including cabinet members or insurgents or military men that can be charged in the future for acts during the time we were under the Rome Statute. There'll be no harm to the resolution if we remove line 11 to
particular.
line 17. So I'll accept the amendment, Mr. President.
Thank you, Your Honor.
In objection? Hearing none? Approve.
Thank you. I have no more amendments, Mr. President. I would be honored if the minority leader will make me a co-author of the resolution.
Mr. President, you are a principal sponsor also of this, as we agreed last time. But just to make sure that the title and the resolutory clause is aligned, Mr. President, will also change the title to
Oh, yes.
extrajudicial rendition rather than, instead of extraordinary rendition, we will use the word extrajudicial.
Extrajudicial, yes.
That has been
I
approved
move if there's no
earlier.
objection.
Yes, we're now amending the title after the resolutory portion that was amended earlier.
Okay. In objection? Hearing none? Approve.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay.